At the beginning of chapter 166, Katana Man promises to take Denji to a place where they can get a happy ending, but to their luck, the place was burned down. Denji literally said,
"Man, I fell down to my knees when the law came."
That pre-nut clarity was really frying him. At this point, Yoru takes over and tells him she can cut off his meat if he wants that. I don't know who would willingly agree to having their meat chopped off, but hey, it's Chainsaw Man. So they both go to the back of this alleyway, and she finds a random rusty knife to commence the operation. Denji thought she was just playing around. He didn't realize that she was actually trying to cut the meat off. They then have a little struggle, and they somehow end up in this position. I think she remembers that one time she kissed Denji in his house, and now she's feeling some type of way. And I'm not joking when I say this, we literally got 6 pages of Yoru dry beating Denji while kissing him.
What the hell is wrong with you? No Diddy!
He finally... And Yoru is so grimy, she wipes off the nut in a random puddle and told Denji that she only did this because it felt good. Mitaka was not thrilled about what Yoru just did. She thinks he now sees her as a slut. And then they go have sushi and Chainsaw Man goes back to being Chainsaw Man. Overall, when this chapter came out, the people didn't know what to think, but people kind of forgot that Dennis has had a fair share of freak sessions in part 1 and a few in part 2. As for why we needed Yoru to dry beat Denji's meat in the back of an alleyway, I don't know.
In chapter 176, Yoru sacrificed the tank and gun devils so she could use them as her arms. The chapter starts off with Yoru hitting Pochita with these hollow tips, and it sends him flying. Yoru says that tank and gun are a product of her, and said that they fought for her. She also said that they are symbols of her horrors. Asa then asks Yoru if killing Pochita will give Denji his dream wish, and Yoru confirms that that is what Famine said. And then we got this absolute masterpiece from Fujimoto. Oh God, Lord have mercy, that ass though. Anyways, Yoru says that children are the property of parents. I don't know what she's talking about, but she can be mommy any day of the week for me. Chainsaw Man got up in this building, and Yoru asks him if he remembers her. She demands to run that fade, and he took off faster than this guy on the screen. Where did he go? Oh, he went to go donate some blood. Nothing too crazy. Poor girl didn't even know what was going on. If I was her, I would pass away on the spot. We cut to this random guy chilling in Texas. Out of nowhere, both of his index fingers vanish. And so did 400,000 other gun owners all over the United States. How am I gonna slide on the oops now if I ain't got no index fingers? We then cut to a panel of Yoru hitting the Statue of Liberty pose. She then curls her finger, and the statue begins to crack. The statue fully cracks and reveals the gun goddess. Who is the gun goddess? I'm assuming Yoru is controlling it, since the next page shows her aiming the gun and firing it. The shot travels a far distance at rapid speeds, and Chainsaw Man didn't see it coming. Look at the destruction. Who's gonna pay for this? Asa is in absolute pure disbelief, and Yoru in the back getting jiggy because she finally did something useful for once. Look how they did my goat. When I first saw this, I had tears in my eyes. I was like, get up! The aging devil pulled up and gave him some blood. She tells him to eat her, but she also says that children will die if he eats her. My prediction for next chapter? Yoru and Fami are gonna get into a twerk-off.
So we start off the chapter with Pochita pulling his own cord and crawling towards the blood drive sign. I think this is his way of telling the aging devil that he won't eat her, since children will die if he does. The aging devil asks him if his head is empty and grabs him by the head. Yoru pulled up and she was like, "Why are you trying to steal my kill?" Mitaka tells Yoru that Chainsaw Man is on his last legs, and she asks her if it would really be worth it to kill Chainsaw Man. Yoru doubles down and tells her that if she kills Chainsaw Man, Denji will go back to being a regular human. Oh, and she still wants to turn Chainsaw Man into a weapon. Mitaka asks her if she is sure, and Yoru still confirms. Mitaka then switches with Yoru, and Yoru demanded her to give her back the body. Your body? I'm sorry, what? Anyways, Yoru backs off, and she asks Mitaka if she is still afraid of her, and then Yoru got back control and fired a bullet at the aging devil. The aging devil was not fazed in the slightest. She said that both Chainsaw Man and Yoru are not mature enough to defeat her. Time to have them grow up. And she proceeds to turn the finger bullet projectile into dust. I'll give this chapter an 8 out of 10. I like the fact that the chapters have been consistent, unlike this garbage. Guys, I'm joking, please don't spread my cheek.
So the chapter starts off with Yoru and the aging devil getting into a finger shootout. Obviously, the aging devil won. Asa and Yoru then fall into this weird dream sequence, and they somehow end up in this place. Chainsaw Man turned back into Denji, and Yoru immediately tries to finish him off. To her surprise, it seems as if she isn't able to damage Denji. She tries to shoot him up close, and it still doesn't work. Out of nowhere, this random guy welcomed them to the world of the aging devil. This man used to be a hunter. One day the man saw he was getting old, and he said that if there was an aging devil, he'd make a contract with it. As soon as the words left his mouth, he ended up here. He's actually the most recent visitor, and he's been here for 82 years. Oh, Lord have mercy. In this world, you don't get hungry, thirsty, and you can't die. The man says that there was one person who escaped a long time ago, but he doesn't specify, and he immediately starts to tweak out, moving like he ingested a whole pack of edibles. So far, Chainsaw Man is in a weird spot right now. Everyone kind of has their eyes on it since Jujutsu Kaisen ended, so let's see if Fujimoto cooks. We start off chapter 181 with Asa genuinely tweaking the fuck out. Yoru points out that her devil powers don't work in this world, and that her strength is no match for the aging devil. Yoru punches the tree out of frustration, and then the tree lets her know that her punch hurt. Yoru runs away from the tree in fear, and accidentally trips on Denji. The crazy guy from last chapter lets her know that after 1,000 years, you turn into a tree. And once your body becomes one with the soil, you can go back to your body in the real world. A pissed off Yoru then punches the sleeping Denji and blames him for the predicament they're in. That punch seemed to wake up Denji, and he apologizes for being a horny, empty-headed idiot and starts to cry. Do you want to guess what Yoru did next? She started kissing on him. Yoru tells Denji that he needs to stop crying and they need to find an exit. Denji asks her why she kissed him, and she said it's because he looks cute when he cries. Okay, Diddy. Yoru tries to go for another kiss, but Denji pushes her away. He tells her that his life is always alternating between sexy and terrible. He says that every time he has a sexual encounter, that is the only thing he can think about after. Yoru lets him know that she lost people who were like family to her, and that since she got over it, he can too. Asa punches Yoru out and starts talking about how her mom was eaten by a devil because of her, and that Chainsaw Man taught her that there is still something to live for. Denji then pukes out the snow devil, and it begins to snow. The chapter ends with us on a boat with power and Aki.